Hey, welcome back. I hope you had a good week. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying informed. I hope you're staying hydrated. And I hope you're getting your steps in. Drink some tea. And that is about how long I'm going to be pleasant for the rest of this video, because today in this video, you are going to see a side of me that I try that my close friends have seen. Random disclaimer. There are real people behind everything I am talking about. And this is in no way, shape, or form my wanting to bash them in any way, shape, or form. I am going to do my best to display my opinions as politely and respectfully as possible, by also expressing, well, my emotions behind my opinions as clearly as possible. Okay, now that's the last moment in this video when I'm going to be polite. What is going on with Children of Blood and Bone? Oh my God! You're probably wondering, why is this something you want to talk about? Here's the thing. To drop a little bit of lore about myself, one of the reasons why I wanted to become an actor is because I read Children of Blood and Bone, and the second I read that book, finished it cover to cover, I knew it was gonna be a movie, and I was like, I want to play Princess Amari. Because here is me speaking in my full-blown arrogance as a Nigerian. I know I could have played a better Princess Amari than anyone else could have imagined, and I would have made the world fall in love with me. I know that about myself. I know it. Relax. Everything's okay. Relax. Okay. So, yesterday, while I was with my friends living, the summer experience, I'm in the car, in the road trip, we're playing games, kiki and laughing, having a great old time, and I'm on my phone scrolling as I'm bearing witness to life around me. And you might be thinking, why are we okay, that doesn't even matter. So while I'm on my phone, I see something posted on my Instagram talking about some Children of Blood and Bone news, and I was like, oh, as much as I have some shade behind certain choices behind this, I want to know what's happening, because I need to know when this movie is coming out, because my biggest goal right now is to be in something major before Children of Blood and Bone comes out. Why? Because Children of Blood and Bone, the movie, I wanted to be in that movie so bad. It hurts how much I wanted to be in that movie. And when that became a dream deferred, when it was a dream I could no longer obtain, it broke me. Okay, it didn't break me, but it broke my heart. And I knew that I needed to make my dreams bite-sized goals so I can get to where I want to get to in this life. I knew that by the time that movie came out, I was going to go see it, and I can sit in a theater and watch it and know that I had done something to accomplish to know that I accomplished something on the side, and I am making my dreams come true. Because someday when you see me on the big screen, oh, it's going to be epic. All the growth, all the pain, everything I've been through, it'll be worth it. So what do you mean to tell me that the author suddenly does not want to support this movie? Oh my God! To find out that there was so much discourse behind Children of Blood and Bone, again, I had been ignoring it for several months. We're in 2026. I've been ignoring this since last year when they made the casting announcements. Because when they made those casting announcements, I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people who felt some type of way about certain choices. Hollywood has a tendency to make things, como se dice, bite-sized for the rest of the world. Black and brown stories, people of color people who look like me, black women, black people, black everything in the diaspora should not have to be bite-sized. We deserve to exist beyond something that makes you comfortable. But nonetheless, I knew I was still going to go and support that movie. I understand the game. You line their pockets and they'll want to tell your stories. Unfortunately, that is the current aspect of the game. I can't break the rules if I can't even start the game. No, everything's fine. Okay, let's try and calm down a little bit. feel like I'm not telling a coherent story in this video. So let's calm down and let's start over. Okay, where do I begin? The summer I began to heal was the summer I read Children of Blood and Bone, and I knew I could play amazing Princess Amari. And that is essentially what started me on my acting journey. So maybe in some aspect of it, I think that I have been personally offended by certain things because it means so much to me, which in turn, I know it means so much to so many other people. And remember that feeling when you were reading this specific book? This book, like, when you realize that the characters looked just like you. But Hollywood has a tendency to disrespect. No, let me rephrase. Those who are in charge in Hollywood have a tendency to only care about how their money is gonna be right and not so much about the story. They don't care about the people or the impact or the representation behind it. They care about their own money. And that, unfortunately, is the problem because of a whole other side of things. Yesterday, when the news broke out about all the fact that the actor and the author are not speaking to each other, I was just kind of like, what happened? I personally, for a split moment, was like, she wrong for doing all of this right now, the author. But upon some reflection, upon some journaling, because I really need to get this emotion out, I realized that most likely something must have happened for her to literally get to this point of like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. And we don't know what happened behind the scenes. She's keeping it as cordial as she can, but she is being honest. And let's just say, as much as I can understand that, I still have beef with the author because what was that last book? Let's talk about the plot in that last book. I feel like, okay. So, with the whole discourse that is happening right now that I decided to put my foot in for whatever reason and make a video about it because I needed to get my emotions out, there is a lot happening. But the biggest thing at play right now is from what I can tell and from what other people have spoken about on Threads and on Instagram and in Instagram comments and on TikTok, here is the thing. This discourse is happening right now on purpose. Why? Because I'm willing to bet that the people who are in charge, who want their pockets to be lined with money, probably drove both the author and the relationship between the author and the actress they threw a wrench in it and knew everything was gonna fall apart. They probably, unfortunately, pushed her past the point of no return. And as a result, something that she is so proud of, something she created, she's just like, I don't care anymore. And that is so unfortunate. That is the point. If we do not support Black and brown stories, they're not going to tell our stories, or we're not going to be able to tell our stories. Oh, Jesus. So as frustrating as it is, and despite the fact that I have my own personal feelings about things, here's what needs to happen. As angry as we are, we still need to go see this movie and talk about it. Here's the thing. All publicity is what I'm learning is good publicity. Because, in the past, when I've gotten up on certain controversies that very much pique my interest, I've noticed that people still talk about specific people, despite the fact that they're like, oh, we don't want to give them any more attention or anymore. And it's like, you say you don't want to give them any more attention, but you're still okay. All that's to say is that we still need to go and support this movie. Black and brown stories deserve to be told. It is being set up to fail. They have already pushed the author past the point of stress and no return. That's not okay. There's another author I follow on Threads and on Instagram who talks about how Hollywood, people who are in charge in Hollywood of the stories they want to tell, they do everything they can to literally drive people crazy. And they're doing the same thing to the public. They want us to be angry. They want us to be frustrated. They want us to feel all these emotions because they know that if we can turn our backs on our own stories, they don't have to tell our stories. What will happen in this world will continue to happen. And I need to have the ability to tell stories that will change this world, because I know I can tell stories that will change the world. I know that there are people out there who have stories who want to change the world. And even though they're literally feeding us garbage scraps right now, we need to make sure we are in order to break the game, you got to get in the game. It's messed up. All of it is frustrating. So, I choose to remember how I felt when I first read Children of Blood and Bone. As a Nigerian American, I haven't really always seen my stories in books. I mean, we hear about Harry Potter, we hear about Percy Jackson, we hear about all these other amazing books. But Children of Blood and Bone was the first time that it wasn't just someone who looked like me. It was someone who came from the same culture as me, the same background as me, someone who spoke Yoruba. Those are the feelings I am choosing to hold on to when I still support this movie. The feeling that this book gave me the realization that I knew I wanted to be an actor, that is my calling in this life. And despite the fact that I have imposter syndrome and that I struggle with my self-esteem and my self-worth and every day, to the best of my ability, I am taking steps towards that dream because I wanted to be the YA queen. Well, because there's also Bloodmarked, there's also the Redemptor series, the Raybearer series, and I was like, these are all amazing books that I've read, and if I could be a part of this project someday, that would be a dream come true. Because my story deserves to be told. Our stories deserve to be told. So, despite my frustrations and my anger and just delving into this discourse and learning so much about what's going on, I am choosing to hold on to the emotions that I felt when I read these books. Ones that made me feel seen. Ones that made me realize that I can step and should step into the spotlight. And while I am slow to do so, I know I am capable of changing this world. I know I can become an amazing actor, one that rivals the greats. Viola Davis is gonna know my name. And I'm still going to support things that, maybe I didn't get to be a part of, but they changed my life. Who knows who's gonna see this video? But I just thought I'd express my emotions and my feelings. So thank you. We'll go back to our regularly scheduled program next week. Thank you for allowing me to rant. And maybe when the movie comes out, I'll make another review or whatever. And I'm going to drop even further lore about certain emotions I feel. But for now, I'll leave it at that. Thank you for allowing me to rant. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you are able to hold on to the precious moments you felt when you begin to realize who you are and what your dreams are. Because those are the emotions that matter. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you continue to stay safe within reason. I hope you continue to stay informed with importance. I hope you continue to stay hydrated, drink some tea, get your steps in, but most importantly, stay tuned.